All right, we'll take you now to the Eastern Cape. We believe, as per reports from our reporters, that the president has in fact arrived. As you can see, his convoy there. He's in Decoligny now. The first site was meant to be the bridge, to be specific. Now, this bridge is the bridge where the mini taxi, or rather the minibus taxi, was swept away. The devastating incident that left many families now without their children. As you can see there, it seems the president is about to disembark. I can also see just from afar there that Minister of Culture, Nkosini Hlabisa, is there as well. We also expect that Oscar Mabuyane, Premier of the Eastern Cape, will also be accompanying the president. He'll be interacting with community members, many of them left reeling following this devastation. And the president is, of course, here to witness firsthand exactly the extent of that devastation and for them to sort of chart a way forward for this community, because there have been commitments already from government that they will be helping this community to rebuild. I can also see there the Minister of Health, Dr. Aaron Mthatha, is there because, of course, beyond flooding, there could also be waterborne diseases. So a lot that needs to happen here, a multi-pronged approach where most ministries will have to work hand in hand to ensure that this community of Decoligny, which has experienced this level of devastation, is brought back to life again, where we have a lively community, because right now it is a community that has been left shattered. Many families, though we understand from our reporters, are still looking for their loved ones. A number of individuals unaccounted for. The number still stands at 78 who have lost their lives. As you can see there, those are visuals. Imtiaz Suleiman from the Gift of the Givers also there to accompany the president as he interacts with community members. Gift of the Givers has played a very pivotal role since this devastation, have been there to assist most of the displaced families, have been housed in community halls, we understand, but Gift of the Givers also there to offer blankets, to offer food. So most certainly it is not only an approach that is being tackled by government, but also civil society and NGOs that have come on board to assist this community. As I stated a bit earlier on, the death toll stands at 78, at least that remains the official one as per Premier Oscar Mabuyane's address yesterday, but we understand that it's expected to increase as the day progresses, even well into tomorrow, as many loved ones remain unaccounted for. A very somber moment, one can assume, because the president now, as stated, is now going to come face to face with what this community has had to deal with. It's been a week of devastating torrential rains that has left many displaced. Lives have been lost, but many now housed in community halls. We'll also try and touch base with our reporters to find out exactly how they've settled in those community halls. And the other big pressing issue has been around this being the period of June exams. A number of learners now not sure as to whether they will be writing in the same schools, but there has been a communication, or at least commitment, from the education department that here they will make sure that learners are not completely affected, in as much as most schools have been left damaged. But I am now joined by my colleague Juliet. Juliet, as we see those visuals, devastation all around, but most certainly the president flanked by other ministers, which is an indication that it's all hands on deck.
Yes.
All of the ministries will be assisting to ensure that this community is brought back to life and people are assisted.
And some really sad news. Another body has been found this morning, confirmed now. So that's 79 lost lives. Really sad, but I think it's really good that the president is there to show the community that he does care, and I believe speaks on behalf of the rest of the country.
No, it is important, this type of a visit by the president as the first citizen, because one could say it does elevate this kind of a story, to say he takes it seriously. One life lost is one too many. But when we've lost 79, we are expecting the first citizen of the country to at least come and interact with the community and find out what their needs are. Because I'd like to believe that right now, their hopes are pinned on the president. They probably have a long shopping list of things that they'd want to tell the president, that they go through on a daily. And most importantly, as they've stated, that they want to be removed from these flood-prone areas, these low-lying areas.
Well, we do have more on that Eastern Cape story, and we're joined by SABC News reporter Nkuleko Nyembezi, who is in Decoligny near Mthatha. Nkuleko, you're at the bridge where the minibus taxi was swept away earlier this week. Now, community members are understandably traumatized by this week's events. What are the expectations with the president visiting the province today?
Yes, indeed, the community is very traumatized. The president is here, then they are expecting a lot from him. You'll remember that they have been waiting for him and calling for government to intervene simply because they were saying that it's only government that will try to address such situations. So as we can see that the president is here, and there is a stampede of journalism, put that way. The president is here and is making sure that is assessing the place where
blocking the path. Blocking the path. Please, guys, help us. You're blocking the path. You're blocking the path. You're blocking the path.
As you can see that the situation is like that.
You're blocking the path. We're told to move back. You're blocking the path. Just move back, please, guys. You'll get the shot. Just move back. Move back. Don't block the path.
Yeah, the situation is like that here. As you can see, the president and
is cracked and had been
Kokta Minister Nkuleko Nyembezi is here.
As well. So there's the president now.
Minister of Education is here.
Let's go. You see, your colleagues are down there. They'll get a clean shot. Don't cause a scramble.
The number of them, I think you have seen the Minister of Health, Dr. Ramaphosa, is also here.
Applying for the bodies of the remains of their loved ones during this stage. So as you can see in the background, the president has been shown around this particular bridge, and those are the
So the president is being briefed here. Yeah, we're prevented to come anywhere closer to them. You can see Dr. Suleiman with the president, Minister SABC, Dr. Mthatha, and MECs that have joined that grouping there. They are discussing and telling the president, explaining to him how did this happen.
They mentioned some other challenges. I did mention a bit earlier that one of the issues has been around the issue of the lack of water when they came to raise at some health facilities. Other people that we have spoken to.
You remember that this is a place where learners, a taxi which was carrying learners and 3 adults were swept away. Out of the learners there, only 3 that survived the incident. There's still quite a number of other parents that are still waiting for their loved ones. I think those are some of the questions that the president will be asked by the committee members there when he arrives there. As I said before, that this is a bridge which was built in 1964 and it's one of the busiest routes between Mthatha and Western Cape.
That is the MS coordinator that's briefing the president, more especially on what has occurred on this bridge where we are. Remember, Stephen, this is where that 22-seater scholar bus that was carrying the learners.
Very hard for the community of Mthatha West and the rest of the Eastern Cape, because you remember that it's not only here, there are other areas like your Batawe, your Krisani, Joe Gabi,
the driver started to continue to drive
and Alfredo in the eastern part of the province.
Children, especially some of
not start, which then caused the waters to sweep them along on the bridge. We're going to get to the exact part where it happened. Now you can see now with Minister Kabisa pointing out to the president where exactly that bus was swept along.
Yeah, it's exactly where the taxi was stuck by the overflowing water and was swept away. Now the president is assessing the situation.
Down, it is completely different, and it's telling another story. We had not seen those videos and we're not here. You wouldn't say that something like
You remember at home again that there was news that was circulation on social media that some people were saying that it's because maybe of the Mthatha Dam, which was deliberately opened, but that was disputed by the leadership in the province, saying no, that can't be true.
Absolutely, Stephen. I mean, if you talk about the MEC for Copter in the Eastern Cape, he was dispatched immediately on Tuesday.
As you can see those visuals there, that's in the Eastern Cape where President Cyril Ramaphosa is at the bridge where a minibus taxi went off, floated away in floodwaters earlier this week. The death toll in the area is at 79 after the body of a young girl was found earlier today.
Also a tour of these areas to assess the damage, which then later he showed that briefing where...
We're going to keep on now looking at those visuals, and we're bringing in reporter Nkuleko Nyembezi, who is in the Decoligny area near Mthatha in the Eastern Cape, who is there with the President, who is accompanied by the Cooperative Governance Minister Nkuleko Nyembezi and the Eastern Cape Premier Oscar Mabuyane.
Showing him the bridge as well as the infrastructure on the bridge.
Yes, indeed, we are here, and the President is working over the bridge where the incident happened. Then he's being briefed by Copter Minister Nkuleko Nyembezi, and alongside with Dr. Mthatha, the Health Minister, because you remember that there are a lot of victims that would need the assistance of the department, his department. So his Minister of Education, Ms. Kwakume, is being briefed now by the Premier of the Eastern Cape, Oscar Mabuyane. Very sad situation in this part of the country, Eastern Cape. But this, the President is being briefed here about what actually happened and the number of the people that have passed away. He still has to face the people, the community, the family members of the people that lost their loved ones. Because we understand that they are gathered somewhere here, not far away from here, I think plus minus 600 meters away from where we are right now. It's a very, very, very dangerous bridge for now, because you understand that it has been damaged by the heavy rains, and then driving over this bridge is not safe anymore.
Guys, that's as far as you can go.
You remember that this is a bridge that many people questioned about, because they were saying the height of the bridge maybe it's not good enough to carry huge traffic that goes between Ngobo and Mthatha. So the President now is leaving and will be heading to the next site, which is Joslovo, we are told.
Are we going to the next stop?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he will be meeting now a number of families that lost their loved ones. Some of them have no place to stay. Some of them, they have no food. Their children could not go to school simply because of what actually happened. No, they're pushing us away. We can't manage to do that.
Moving across and moving forward. As the other guy says,
Let's move. Let's move.
We're starting to get closer.
Get in the car. You should be going to the next door.
Yes.
Well, those are visuals from the Eastern Cape where President Cyril Ramaphosa is visiting the area where those devastating floods took place earlier this week, with the death toll at 78 and now rising to 79. We're going to say goodbye to our SABC reporter Nkuleko Nyembezi, who is there in Decoligny near Mthatha in the Eastern Cape.
There's no water in the reservoir. The generators are blown. Patients and medical staff don't have any water. So we've intervened directly. Our water tanks have arrived from the Kai River. We're going to station 2 of them here permanently. We're keeping one in Butterworth permanently because the Butterworth hospitals are out of water. We brought 30 pallets of water. We bought immediately. We bought another 1,000 blankets. We ordered a 1,200 kVA generator that will power the entire hospital and bring service to the people. We sent in the first recovery team. A second recovery team is on the way. The president was talking earlier in the briefing about the forensic guys have done a great job. They ran out of water. They couldn't do the autopsies. We brought in water so they could do autopsies for 56 people. And of course, we're feeding 2,000 people hot meals every day in Butterworth and Mthatha, but that figure is going to rise because there are people who are not in the hall, but they got no electricity and no water in their homes, so they come for food. So we're now going to increase that to 3,000 hot meals a day. We've given everybody blankets. We ordered another 1,000 blankets here, hygiene packs, mattresses, and diapers, sanitary pads. There's a small outbreak of diarrhea. I'm working with the health department, with Dr. Roland Wagner, to see how we can curb that quickly in Butterworth. And there's 103 people in Butterworth that have been completely cut off. So working with provincial disaster, but 4x4s, we're providing food parcels for those 103 families going upwards. So that's our intervention right now.
All right, thank you so much, Dr.
Yeah, that was Dr. Suleiman of Gift of the Givers Foundation. And you'll remember that he has been here on the ground making sure that he provides all the necessities that are required by these communities. As you can see and hear him saying that some of the people that are going to that particular hall, not simply because they don't have a place to stay, but they don't have electricity and water. So for them to get food, they have to go and have meal from that community hall, saying that the situation is very bad and really it needs an agency from the side of the government and also NGOs, your foundations that are outside the country. Back to you at studio.
Thanks very much for that update. And of course, we saw Dr. Imtiaz Suleiman there from Gift of the Givers, just explaining what aid they are taking to the area and how they've managed to help at this terrible time facing the community in those regions.